What's up, YouTube? It's Coach Bridges with Bridges Performance Training. I'm a strength and performance specialist here to help the everyday athlete get better one day, one rep at a time. Today's question is, do I need to track my macros? And if so, how do I set them up? So get your pen and your pad because we're going to do a little bit of math today and dive right into it. Before we get started, go ahead and make sure you subscribe to the channel, set your bell notifications so you're alerted every time I drop a video. And as always, if you find the content valuable, drop a thumbs up and share with a friend who might be looking to take their fitness to the next level. So what are macros and do I need to track them? If you watch my first video on the best fat loss diets, you'll understand that calories are just fuel for the body that we burn for energy, and macros are required in large sums in the body to make sure that we have enough fuel to go throughout our day, and those are fats, carbs, and proteins. All right, so do you need to track them? And the answer is yes if you fall into one of these three categories. First and foremost, you have a healthy relationship with food and you do understand that food is only made for fuel, and you're going to be able to track them and maintain a healthy relationship and not put any undue stress on your mind or your body. Number two, you have a very specific body composition goal, whether it's fat loss or muscle gain or both, and you have a targeted date for that. And three, you either can't figure out how to lose or gain, or you've plateaued up until this point without tracking, and now you want to get back on track, or you can't figure out why you can't get to where your ultimate goal is. Yes, the answer is to track. Get your pen ready because I'm going to go fast and I'm going to break down everything that you need and the exact formula for your macro diet that you're going to set up. First and foremost, you need your resting metabolic rate. Remember, like I mentioned in my first video, the best diets for fat loss, that you need to get with a dietitian to see how many calories you burn at rest. This is going to be our baseline for building out how many carbs, fat, and protein that we need on a daily basis. Once you have that, you need your lean body mass. So go to a personal trainer who's going to offer you a free consultation, or just do it out of the goodwill of their heart. They're going to take your body fat percentage, whether that's with calipers or some type of in-body scan. You need your lean body mass to know how much protein you're going to take in on a daily basis. And if you don't have access to either a dietitian or a personal trainer who's going to be able to take your RMR or your body fat percentage and get your lean mass, then you can do different type of calculations online. But remember, it won't be as accurate. It's not going to give you a drill down number. So you're going to have to basically play around with it and see what works for you throughout the weeks as you go on if you use this. One of the formulas that I like to use is the Catch-McCardle formula. It takes into account your height, weight, activity level, and your lean body mass. Now, if you don't have your lean body mass, again, there are other calculators that can estimate it for you based on your inches, which is easy to take with a measuring tape. But these numbers are important for you to have. After you have these two things, we can start making the calculations. And first, we're going to go with the protein calculation. Remember, we are working in a range of numbers for everything. That's from our calories to our protein, carbs, and fat, right? So all of our macros, everything is a range. So there's no one dead set number for you. You're always going to be playing through a range, whether you're gaining, maintaining, or losing. There's always going to be a range for you. So just keep that in mind as I give you all of these calculations. So first, I'll start with our calories. If your goal is to maintain, you want to take your RMR number and you want to add your average calories that you burn throughout exercise per day. So if you have a heart rate monitor, that's going to be ideal for you to understand how many calories you're burning. You want to add that. This is going to be your maintenance number. And this, like I said, this range can go plus or minus 1 to 200, maybe even 300 calories, depending on who you are and what type of program you're on. Then if you want to lose, I feed my clients at their RMR. So whatever you burn during exercise is going to be bonus. Okay, so if you burn 250 calories, 500 calories during exercise, you feed yourself at your RMR, and then those 500 calories are bonus. If you burn 750 to 1,000 calories a day, I'll add 250 if we're losing too fast, because I only want to lose 1 to 2% body fat per week to stay healthy and stay safe. Then if you want to gain, we're going to be conservative. Again, we're going to add 250 to 500 calories per day to our RMR number that we have. Okay, so remember, if you're maintaining, you're adding back in your exercise burned calories to your RMR. If you're losing, you're gonna feed right at your RMR, and if you're gaining, you're going to add your RMR with your exercise calories plus another 250 to 500 calories. So protein, stay with me because there's going to be a little bit of math here. You'll take your lean body mass. So after you get your body fat percentage taken by your personal trainer, or you do the calculation, you're going to take the lean body mass number that you get here, and that's going to be your total body weight minus your fat mass. Okay, that gives you your lean body mass. You'll take that number and you'll divide it by 2.2. This is going to convert you into kilograms. Then you're going to take that number and multiply it by 1.8 up to 2.4. Okay, if you are looking to just maintain, you can stay lower towards the 1.8 number. If you're looking to gain and build muscle, you can go closer to the 2.4 number. You can take this number all the way up to 3.5 and still be safe and healthy, but I usually stay around 2.4 for most of my athletes and anybody looking to gain muscle. So to give you a quick example, let's say I have a 200-pound man with 20% body fat. Just give you those numbers. I'm going to take that lean mass, which is going to be 160, divide it by 2.2, and then I'm going to take that number that I get, I'm going to multiply it by 1.8. That's going to give me 131. And then I'm going to take the first number that I got, right, lean body mass divided by 2.2 and multiply it by 2.4. That's going to give me 175. And from here, that's my range of protein. I can pick anywhere between that to feed myself. I'm usually going to go up towards the upper range. So 175 is how many grams of protein I'm going to take in per day. You want to find the calorie protein number, multiply that 175 times 4. Now how much fat do you need? So whatever your goal is, whether it's gaining, maintaining, or losing, you're going to take that total calorie number and multiply it by 20 or 30%. Okay? That number is going to be how many fat calories you need on a daily. Remember, this is a range. So if you want to go lower fat, you get 20% of that number. If you want to go higher fat, you get 30% of that number. Once you get that number, you divide it by 9. This is going to be your fat grams. Okay, so now you have your protein grams and your protein calories and your fat grams and your fat calories. Find the carbs by taking your protein calories and your fat calories and adding those together. Now take that number and subtract it from your total calorie number that you initially established. This is going to be your carb calories. From there, divide by 4. That gives you your carb grams. So now you have how many grams of carbs you need, how many grams of proteins you need, and how many grams of fat you need. You now have your macros aligned with your total calories for the day. Give yourself a range, upper and lower, and this is going to be where you stay on a daily basis. Remember, if you don't hit on one day, it's okay. Our macros are set up for a weekly basis. So let's say Monday you're supposed to hit 2,000 calories, and just for sake of math, 200 grams of carbs, 100 grams of protein, and 50 grams of fat. If you don't hit that on Monday, if you fall short, you can make it up on Tuesday. If you go over on Tuesday, you can make that up and go lower on Wednesday. So just as long for the total week, you're within that range, you're fine. So you don't have to stress about hitting the exact macro number. You can go up and down as you progress through the week and through your program with your workouts. Because there may be days where you need a higher carb day because of how your workout is. And there may be a day where you need a low calorie day because you're not working out at all. Say a rest day like Sunday. So I hope that cleared up everything for how to set up your macros. I know it's a lot of math, but it's okay. Just stick to it. You can throw it in an Excel sheet. You can throw it into a calculator. But to make sure that you're getting to the right place where you are. Now remember, it depends on who you are with any type of diet, on whether or not your goals or your gains or losses happen linearly or if they do this. You may spiral. You may see once a week. 1 week you may have gained 2 pounds. The next week you may have lost 4. The following week you may stay dead even. That's okay. Just stick to the process, stick to the plan. Now, if you are trying to lose fat and you're consistently gaining throughout the weeks, then that's time to look at what your macros that you have set up, if you're truly in a caloric deficit, And if you just can't seem to gain muscle, and you know you're not a hard gainer, you've gained muscle before, you're just now at a time where you're readjusting and you're trying to gain and you're not gaining, then reevaluate to make sure that you are in a calorie surplus and in a protein surplus. That's that for the video. Like always, if you found the content valuable, go ahead and drop a thumbs up and share with a friend. Remember, outwork the you from yesterday, put pressure on the you from tomorrow, so you can look back and see how far you come. Get better one day, one rep at a time.